Dzień dobry, assalamu alaikum, namaste, ciao, konnichiwa, bonjour, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you today? It's Ken at 10, it's Friday. Yay! We love Friday. Why do we love Friday? If you're a regular viewer, you know already. Fridays are one of the best days of the week for agents to get in touch with their buyers, get them out viewing. Saturday being the peak day for viewing houses to buy and to rent come to that in the UK. Therefore, a lot of our days spent on the phone, hitting the phones hard and making sure we got all the hot buyers out and we're doing the best we can for our seller clients. So how are you today? Hope you're doing well. If you just joined us for the first time, we are James Alexander Estate Agents. We are based in southwest London, an area called Norbury, which is London, SW16, a zone 3 commuter area, probably representative of a number of commuter towns in and around London, and very busy day-to-day on valuations, I'm pleased to report. And as you can see from the headline below, interesting news today coming from a headline from City AM, Daily Mail Express and the London Evening Standard. And this is from Rightmove, and it says city centres see property fortunes return. And it's something we've been predicting for a while now. It says that demand for flats and other city centre property is back on the rise after multiple lockdowns saw Britons flooding to the coast and rural areas. Analysis by Rightmove has found that flats are now the most in-demand type of property for the first time in 10 years. According to the company, buyer interest for flats is up 39% since January, with demand for city centre housing up 35%. This compares to a 32% rise in demand for housing in villages. York city centre has seen buyer demand increase by 76%. That's crazy, isn't it? Norwich by 62%, Sheffield 57%. Rightmove's Tim Bannister said, these are early signs, but they certainly point to some good news for city centres across Great Britain. And we're certainly delighted to see the return of that. That is some relief, I must say. Bank of England policymaker John Cunliffe says that while a surge in housing demand seen in recent months is likely to cool, it might be that more persistent drivers keep the market strong. In a speech to the Law Society, the banker's deputy governor said, quote, there may be some reasons to believe that the recent increase in demand for housing and perhaps a composition of that demand reflects some more persistent drivers and that the market will not fall back to its pre-pandemic decade performance when the tax incentives have gone. A structural shift in more working from home is likely to lead to preferences for larger homes with less weight attached to considerations around commuting time, Sir John added. Interesting views there. And one from the Telegraph, is a house price crash on the cards? I'll start that again, shall I put my teeth back in? Is a house price crash back on the cards? And this is an article from the Daily Telegraph, and it considers the climate for the property sector, asking whether the market is overheated and on track for a crash, as official figures show annual house price growth hit the highest rate of growth recorded since August 2007. Kate Newfield of the Centre for Economics and Business Research believes the current level of activity is not sustainable, saying people have brought forward sales due to the stamp duty holiday. CBR has forecast a dip of 5.5% in prices in Q4, pulling down the full-year increase to 3.4%. RSES believes an imbalance between demand and supply is pushing prices up, forecasting growth of between 12 and 13% by June. The paper says there are many warning signs the market is overheating, with the house price to earnings ratio at a new high. Well, the house price to earnings ratio is really important when looking and considering house prices, but also is the ability to obtain mortgage finance. And that for first-time buyers has improved dramatically, which is why we're seeing this jump in the interest levels for city centre and flat for first-time buyers. And this is why I think we're seeing this change, is because accessibility and availability of mortgages is also critical to whether buyers can actually proceed to buy in the first place. And that on the back of the invisible and intangible thing, confidence. You know, the housing market does thrive on confidence. How long will that be there? Nobody can tell you for sure. But what we think will happen is, you know, we've done a podcast today, by the way, a jargon busting podcast we'll be releasing shortly with Hema Sharma, the lovely Hema Sharma from Allen Buckley Solicitors. And this week's podcast is all about the jargon that estate agents and solicitors use, and hopefully busting some of those open for you so you can understand what's going on with your purchase or sale, and different terminology such as OIRO or OEO in terms of property pricing, and things like requisitions and contracts. So yeah, really interesting chat with Hema Sharma. I must thank her. And we'll be releasing that very shortly on all our usual platforms. Apart from that, yeah, busy down valuations today. Weather here in southwest London is windy, very windy. I don't know what's going on, but certainly a day for kite flyers. Was yesterday as well. Hopefully it'll calm down a bit and we get a bit of bright sunshine poking through. But yeah, a bit blustery around here today. So I hope you're doing well. we're always excited on Friday to see what we can get going in terms of the viewers for the weekend. We've got some hot instructions people are wanting to see, and they'll keep us busy over this weekend for sure. And then we're still collating a number of offers from the week, and of course progressing those sales to make sure they beat that June deadline. Only 41 days to go now, so it's looming extremely large now on the horizon. And many of you will know that my view is that it will be a game of two halves, really. We'll see some vendors being asked to reduce their prices by their purchasers, and we'll see some purchasers withdrawing from sales as well. We'll also see some vendors asking their agents, question, if I put the house back on the market, would I receive the same price I'm already under offer for or more? Given that the buyer's asking for a £15,000 reduction because we didn't meet the deadline. That'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I suspect we'll see quite a few more instructions come onto the market that have fallen through at that point, but it remains to be seen. But you'll hear it live here at James Alexander HQ, as always. So have a fantastic day, a great weekend. We'll be back on Monday with some more property news for you. Until then, take care of your friends and your family. Stay safe.